If you listen hard, they said, you'll hear Eric. Eric and his mighty organ. Eric, they say that every man is allowed one weakness. And this is yours, isn't it?
This is mine, yes. Has been since I came out of the Air Force in 47, in various stages, but never at that time thinking I was going to have a full cinema pipe organ in a terrace house.
How do you manage to get it all in the house? Because it's miles of wires and pipe work.
That's right, that's right. Well, I toyed with the idea of almost digging a cellar under the house, but I settled for semi-soundproofing the roof and built an organ chamber inside the roof, to which I added the pipes from not only the Dutch Standaart organ, which this forms the basis of this instrument, but also from the other cinema organs in the town, the Comptons in the Astoria, Pleasure Garden Theatre and Players cinemas.
Ah, yeah. This is how your house had to be ripped apart, is it? There's the front of it.
Yes, we had two sash windows there, but I
and
knocked
there's
all
you
knocking
it all
the
apart.
chimney breast out here to make room for the console, knocking the wall down between the two rooms here.
So you could get your false sort of safety curtain type wall.
And this, I mean, how many wives would put up with that? This is the middle of our lounge, all the earth piled up around the middle as I dug a pit to house the blower.
And there's Eric up in the loft.
No, that's down in the pit.
Oh, it's down in the pit, is it?
Yes.
So you raided Folkestone and the area for bits of organs that you could turn into a working model.
That's right. Well, I gained through, shall we say, other people's ignorance, really, because they didn't realise the value of these sleeping giants in the cinemas. Bingo was taking over at that time, and these instruments were left unattended, neglected, and had I not sort of appeared at the 11th hour when some of these places were coming down, they would have been lost forever.
Just show me what it can do, Eric. I'm particularly interested, not so much in the tunes you can play, but the different, do you call them voices? Because they also, in the silent days, they also had to be able to make noises like trains and things like that.
That's right. Oh, we've got all those here. The effects from the silent days in the form of foot pistons, which I'm pressing with my feet here, and you get... That's the fire engine. Locomotive, cymbal roll, cymbal crash, snare drum, and of course the birds.
Because obviously this bit of the organ that we can see here is really only a minor part of the whole monster that fills your house.
That's right. All the rest is pipes, and they are up in the organ chamber and connected, I might add, by what I call an umbilical cord. I had to remove this from the cinema. We ran from the console right to the organ chamber, high up the stage.
It looks almost like a wig.
Well, that's right.
What is it?
There's just around 1,000 very fine cotton-covered wires here.
Yeah, I can see that. You can see the little bits of wire.
Yeah. And I had to sit night after night with 110 feet of this carefully wound up in cloth to keep it off the carpet. And I would attach a crocodile clip with a battery and bulb to there, and I'd have to fiddle around the other end of the cable to find the other end of that wire, label it number 1, number 2, so on. And you can imagine it took a long time. So there's one of these runs from the console up to the organ in the roof, and another from the relay boxes in the roof into the organ chamber and under the chest. So you don't get quick results with this hobby. It goes on forever. We have very good neighbours. We enjoy very good relations with our neighbours, and they're at business most of the week, and I can play according, let it go when they're not here. So.
Is it true that you even greet them with the correct music when they come home? I know when your wife walks, she was telling me that when she walks up the drive, she knows whether you're in or not, because she gets her bit of music.
Whatever I'm playing, when Yvonne comes in, I stop playing and strike up with She's My Lovely, which always embarrasses her.
Question I've been waiting to ask you, Eric, is this. Let's go upstairs and then you can show me your giant organ.
By all means.
And So that wall that disappeared must come somewhere up through. Ah,
That's right.
What have you done? You built a false wall there.
Yes, there's a cavity there, a void behind that section, and the wall section comes right up behind there.
So if we look behind here, this is a hollow wall where the downstairs living room wall comes up into.
That's right. It's all behind the head of the bed. Trying to find room for all these bits and pieces is a problem in a small house like this. But behind here, in my side of the wardrobe, is a 3-octave Casio keyboard. The keys are played with electro-mechanical fingers and then played from the console downstairs. So it's all operated remotely.
I see she's made you have that in your side of the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Right, onward and upward, Eric, literally. We can now mountaineer up into your attic.
One other quick thing, there's an organ thumb piston there which presses a buzzer downstairs. If either of us should be poorly, that is coupled to a buzzer in the kitchen.
What does that do then?
Says it's time for a cup of tea in bed.
Oh, right. It's you who uses that rather than poor old Yvonne. Right. Okay, off we've got to go up there now.
Yeah.
Is this where you act like a mountain goat?
Yes, I don't bother about the steps normally. It's part of my keep fit training.
Here he is, a retired man, leaping about. I think we'll use the preferred standard method for entering lofts. The ladder.
These old flute pipes came from the Playhouse Cinema folks and were in fact played after 1932. Forgotten by everyone but me, and I removed them when the cinema came down. And
oh,
rather.
So you could just pick up a pipe?
Yeah, feel free, yeah.
There must be an awful lot of wind being driven up through your house to drive.
That's right.
These great big... Can I play that as well?
Yeah, if you've got enough wind, enough blow. Each one, of course, has to be tuned, in this case, by the stoppers in the top.
Now, I've calculated from what you told me earlier, because I've been doing that some, that there's something like 600 different pipes up in your loft.
That's
and we
right.
can only see them. They're all hidden away.
We're running down to little tiny pipes right at the top end, and that's practically inaudible, but it does blend in with the other pipe.
The range that a human
That's right, yes.
Let's try this one. 600 of the things.
Yeah, so the tuning is quite a problem, and
in fact, you had to bend.
I had to bend pipes to get them in, and over here we've got
I just hit my head on your pipes.
The bass viola pipes had to be mitered in a way that
these bendy things around the corner.
Yes, I mean a recognised organ builder, I'm sure, would frown very much on that, but they function.
Funny thing is, of course, if you're the organist, you've never heard this, have you?
I have, because we've had one or two renowned organists playing here. Reginald Adams, the Borough of Dover organist at that time, played it, and it's a real joy to behold. You know,
so while the organist is way down 2 floors beneath us in your living room, you scurry up here, do you, and sit in perfect paradise.
Perfect paradise. And if I object to any of the music, I've only got to pick the microphone up and my voice comes out over the top of the pipe.
Eric?
Yeah.